How's it going, guys? So today we were working on an E53 X5. We have the outside door handle will no longer open. When you pull up on it, it might open sometimes, but it feels like it's out of range of actuating the lock, right? So I'm going to show you how to fix that today. It's going to cost about $16. There'll be a link in the description where you can buy the inside door framing piece. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to need here, you're going to need a pry tool. In case we have this guy, help you get the door panel off. A Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm wrench, a 10 or 8, I can't remember. I think it's 10. We're going to need a set of Torx. You could use screwdrivers if you have a Torx bit screwdriver. And I'm going to be using these. They have a little more length to them. We're going to need that to get one of the bolts out. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Really not that big of a deal to do this job. If you know what you're doing, if you have no idea what you're doing, it'll be the worst nightmare of your life. So, first things first, this little airbag cover. If somebody's been here before, this could be glued on. I don't know if this one is or not. We're about to find out. And it feels like it is. You always have nice surprises with these. Actually, it wasn't. It was just really freaking brittle. That's all right. It'll be glued on when we put it back on. Most X5s have these missing. So the reason why you want to take that out, there is a Torx screw back behind there. I believe, if nobody's put the wrong one in it, that is a T20 or T25. And I may not be able to use this set because, yep, the one I need is actually broken. Alright, let me grab a different set here. Okay, so actually, I don't think that we need that on. We're going to move this over here. Something like that. Maybe that'll be a little bit better for you. So it's a T20. We're going to pull that right now. And then next we're going to pry this wood trim off. But you can't just go in there prying it off any old way. You're going to break it. We're going to get a pry tool. You can use a plastic one too. If you're real careful, you can use metal like this one. You're going to push it in right at the corner and get right under it like that. And you're just going to work down. If you pry it from this side, you're going to shatter it. And I'll show you why here in just 1 second. Because on that side, well, somebody's already been in there, but it should have a hook that hooks over, and somebody's already shattered all that off. And that actually is supposed to hook under this. So put that wood piece somewhere you're not going to step on it. We're going to pull the T20 right here. There's one right there. People don't pay attention and just start ripping out the door panel. So there's also a little cap down there. Out of the way. That's going to be a bigger one. That's going to be a... Actually, I think it's the wrong one stuck in there. I think it's still a T20. Usually this is a bigger one. Okay, and remember, right, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and take our pry tool. I don't think there's one under this. I just don't remember. Let's see here. There is one under that. It's going to be a T20. It's going to be bigger than a T25. So we're probably looking at a T30. That, my friends, is a T30. It feels like it is. Just spinning. Get our pry tool back. we're gonna go under the edge here and just kind of bust it loose. Okay. And then we're gonna grab it at the top. We need to pull the top straight out, right? Because it's actually hooked in and it sounds like it's pulling apart. And we'll take the ring off of this. If you pull the holder off the back of it, don't freak out. It's not the end of the world. Definitely could fix that. There it is. I might have got it in one piece, we'll see. And then on the back of this guy, there's a little tab you push that disconnects the door handle. Then you go back in here and you unplug all your stuff. There's a light. There is three plugs. On the back of here. And then the light on the bottom. Set this right there. Never want to set any of this stuff where you could actually step on it. That's going to expose the airbag and all that stuff. So what we're going to do here, and you can see the plugs. There's one of the plugs has a slide, right? The other two are just a little bail type. They flip out. And the top light's a little squeeze connector. So what we're going to do here is get a 10 socket. We're going to pull the airbag. Now you got to remember, if you don't have a scanner capable of resetting SRS airbag stuff on the BMW, at this point, you want to hook the battery, or even before you even start. I have the scanner, I don't care, so we're just going to do it. I'll reset the airbag light and we're done. You can see somebody's been scratching, just dirt, I guess. And usually if you have water leak problems, see how this foam is glued to the bottom of the door? That'll be separated because somebody's been in there. So, I don't know. Let's get the socket and take that off. Okay, let's go and bang these 10s out. And there's going to be a plug on the back that just wiggles and pulls off just like that. We'll set the airbag off to the side. We're going to pull this guy here down. Don't do this barehanded. You'll be for sure sorry. That black stuff will not come off your hands. You'll have it everywhere. Somebody's resealed this. Tell because there's way too much sealer on it. Alright, so I really think I'll stick it back on itself. That's all the fuzz we go with that. So next up, what we're going to do here, we're going to go back to the front. Where's our wrench at here? Let me reposition. Okay, very important. If you let the door close, you're going to have to crawl around the other side. You're probably going to kneel in the seat and rip the leather. So don't let the door close all the way. And we're going to come up here. We got to pull this off. Let me try to find something different here. Okay, so using a little screwdriver, you're going to pry this guy off. Usually they're already completely broken. They come right off like they're barely holding on there. This particular one actually wasn't. We did get it off without breaking it though, which is pretty remarkable. And you just have to keep working it out. I don't even want to push it back in there because I won't be able to get it back out. And that comes off. So basically once that comes off, you're gonna go in here like this. And this is an 8, not a 10. I was wrong. And it's pretty crispy. Actually, I grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, where are we at here? So we got our 8 wrench. Can't use the box end on it. And we're just gonna turn that thing out. And it looks like the lock part's actually kind of loose. All right, so let's go ahead and, before we go any further here, make sure you can see that. Oh, I think so. You gotta pull this plug out. There's a screw behind that plug. So let's go ahead and do it now. These are usually pretty hard to get out. And now that allows you to go in there and grab it. I'm using this T25. It is an Allen bolt, but it just threads in so lightly, it doesn't matter. It'll take it right out, as you can see here. There we are. And it does go almost straight in. And what that does is that holds in this outer lock. Okay, it was just stuck a tiny bit. Just stuck the screwdriver in there and pushed out, and it actually came right out. So we're going to go ahead and set that. We'll set that up here for right now, so I don't have to walk around. And that leads us to this guy. And now we'll get our box end on it. So I guess you don't have to loosen this first. You can go ahead and pull that out first and then do this. Oh, finger check. Are we good? Yeah, I think the glove saved us. So, okay, at that point in time, that slides down. Usually that goes so freaking easy. This one's being a pain in the ass. It slides down, rotates, and then it should come right out. Ugh. There we go. There's our handle. Now, another secret to these are, if this little part is all stripped out, this one's perfect. You could actually drill that out and put a little screw to hold that in there. A lot of guys don't know that. That'll save you from having to buy another handle. And at that point in time, we're going to pull. Can't believe that hurt that bad, but somehow it didn't slice my thumb open. That's why we're wearing gloves. Really saves you from all those little cuts. We're going to go ahead and pull this side here off ever so gently. That's going to reveal a Phillips screw right there. This side over here, I believe we can just leave that on. We don't have to mess with that. Now, inside the door here, you have a couple other things. There's a little ball socket right there. You just take your finger or something, pop the ball socket off, and then you push this white part out of the holder. Okay, so now once you've done that, you're going to go around here to the other side, and you're going to pull this Phillips screw out. Once you pull the Phillips screw out, then that's the last step, and you should be able to work the door frame handle out. Okay, so we're gonna execute that right now. I can barely see in there because I'm in the shadow. And we're going to hopefully push that ball socket off. Sometimes they come off real easy, sometimes they don't. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to pull that white holder out. There we go. Then we're going to go back here to the Phillips screw. We're going to pull it. once you pull it, the handle should work out of there. What a pain in the butt that was. Okay, so where are we broken at here? We are broken. Let me see if I can hook it here. We're broken right there. You can see the crack. And then we're also broken, looks like right there. It's actually busted all the way through. So you pull up in the door handle, it just will not, you cannot get it to get enough range on that handle to open the door. This is very common with E53s. Like I said, link in the description, my Amazon store. I'll have some of these linked up in there. They are different for every door. See, both the fronts are not the same. Obviously, it's a different side, and the rears are totally different. So I'll link a driver and passenger one up in there, maybe the rear. We'll see what I could find. And a lot of guys even go as far on older E53s to buy a set of 4. Because they're cheaper if you buy them as a set of 4. They're like 80 or 90 bucks for all 4 of them. A lot of guys will just do that, replace them all, and be done with it. With anything else, make sure the new one matches up to the old one. And make sure it is the right one. And that goes in there just like that. And that is the right one. The new one comes with new screws. So we'll go ahead and utilize those, even though the old ones are perfectly fine. And yeah, that should be it. So let me go ahead and reinstall this guy back in there. Okay, so all we've done here is just fish the new handle back up, or the new frame back up in there. You gotta wiggle around a little bit. It's better to go with this side up first. Where's it at here? Here's the old one. It sits there like this. You're better to kind of get it up like this, and then you can wiggle it in there and it'll set in there like that. And what we're gonna do next here, after we grab a few things, is going to be, well, first of all, we stuck it back in there. And we just finger tightened the one screw in, right? So next we're gonna slide our lock mechanism. This actually, the passenger side doesn't have one, but the driver's side, this holds the lock. We're gonna slide it back in there, so gently. I don't like to tighten that up till the very end because it can make this difficult to get in and get set right. We're gonna take our new screw with the same screwdriver as used before, and we're just gonna ever so gently thread it in there. Make sure not to cross it because it is going to aluminum. Okay, so we got her on here. The only thing I would have to say, we still gotta put a nut on the handle, is I did use the original screw because the shoulder, what the hell I did with it? The shoulder on the aftermarket screw is a little too fat. That's what was thrown out of alignment. Once you use the OEM screw, it went right in. No issue at all. But that's minor. And then on the inside, that ball socket, I used a pair of channel locks to get in there and squeeze that ball socket in with a pair of channel locks or pliers until it clicked. A lot of guys make that mistake and they won't squeeze until it clicks. The lights around here. And what'll happen is it'll work a few times and it'll pop off and the handle won't work anymore. Then you gotta take it all back apart, do everything all over again. Huge pain in the butt. So we're gonna put the nut back on the handle. We're all done with that. We're gonna put the door panel back on, airbag back in, reset the airbag light, and that's it. However, before you do all that, you gotta make sure, I like to tuck these wires up out of here so you don't get them caught in the door. And then we'll actually go in and make sure everything's out of the way. Close the door. Okay, so that's what happened, but it did happen when it was like 16 degrees outside and icy. So obviously, it doesn't take a mathematician to figure that one out. So that's it, guys. That's all for today's video. Hope it helps some of you guys out, and we'll see you later. Have a good day.